Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? Well, let's look at the national and the local data, and then you can decide. Welcome back. My name's Achilles. I'm with Urbanist Realty, and as always, I'm going to bring you the good, the bad, and everything in between about Las Vegas and the Las Vegas market. Another monthly report coming to you right now. And if you get any value out of my content, please subscribe, hit the little bell. That way you'll be notified every time I put out new content every week. All right, let's get to it. We're going to look at several graphs today. So this is through Freddie Mac. They did a survey, housing sentiment in quarter two of 2023, and it shows that 18% of buyers are ready to move right now. Why this number is important is because pre-pandemic, that number was about 10%. So we've got more buyers ready to buy right now, and I'll explain that a little bit later with another slide, than they were pre-pandemic. So that's 8% more. Homeowners, 16% are ready to sell in the next 6 months, which is kind of equal to the number that it was pre-pandemic. So again, this is, I think, staying at 16% because these owners have the low interest rates and they want to keep them. They don't want to sell right now. All right, this slide, I like the new normal, mortgage rates in 6 and 7% range. What this is showing, as you can see right here in June, home sales have steadily increased. This is showing that home buyers are realizing that 6 and 7% might be the new norm, at least for the near future. And they're going to make a move. They're going to start buying homes right now because they also realize that home prices keep going up. So they can always refinance. They want to pay the least amount of money for their dream home now because a year from now, they're going to pay more for it. And that brings us to the next slide. Here we have a chart from the National Association of Realtors, which shows the national average of inventory needs to be at 5% to be balanced. And right now, inventory nationally is at 3%. So you're 2% below a balanced market, which isn't too bad when you look at our local market in Las Vegas. This is still a seller's market. You got buyers coming in because of seasonality and the age group, and I'll explain that a little bit later with a different slide. So here's one of the quotes that I really like. It's from Mark Fleming, chief economist, First American. History has shown that higher rates may take the steam out of rising prices. Initially, when the interest rates went from like 4% to 5 to 6 to 7, everybody was in shock. Market pretty much seized up for a few months, and home prices remained steady and even started dropping because we saw that through the listing prices, there was a lot of price adjustments. And then he goes on to say, but it doesn't cause them to collapse entirely. But it doesn't cause them to collapse entirely. This is especially true in today's housing market, where the demand for homes continues to outpace supply, keeping the pressure of house prices going up. So what this basically is telling us that demand is outpacing supply, which we all know. Yes, new home builds have been going up. However, they're not catching up to the demand, and they won't for a while. So at least for the near future, inventory is looking kind of grim still. Now on this slide here from Realtor.com, it's showing the listing price and what buyers see. Here we have, home price from $450,000. Boom, right here is when the interest rates shot up from 5.5% to 7%. This is the shock that everybody went through, the market went through, and then home prices started dropping with the listings that are online and ready to go. They start, price adjustments and just going down. Nobody wanted to make a move. This chart right here from Realtor.com says it all, and it makes it very clear. Right here, home prices started to decline, and the only reason that happened is because right here, interest rates went from 5.5 to 7%. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was stunned. Doom and gloom on the headlines. You name it, it was happening. However, check this out. Home prices are starting to come back up. The reason right here is what buyers see. What buyers see is 6 and 7% might be the new norm for the near future at least. And they're thinking, all right, I'll get this home, 6, 7%, whatever, mortgage interest rate. You know what? I can always refinance later. But what I can't do, as you can see here, is buy the home for the same price next year. You're going to be paying at least 5% or more if this keeps moving up as it is. And historically, home prices annually move up at least 3%. So either way, if you can afford to buy a home now and you can make the numbers work, just think about it. Make a move, because you can refinance later and you'll be in good shape. Housing prices continue to show stronger growth than what was previously expected. And this is with regards to the false perception from the doom and gloom in the media versus reality. The market is strong. Home prices keep going up. Buyers are coming back in. There is no doom and gloom. Let's face it, housing prices continue to show stronger growth than what was previously expected. And this is with regards to the false perception in the headlines for the last 10 months versus reality, because the market is bouncing back. It is normalizing. It is strong. We've got buyers out there. We've got seasonality. We got low inventory. The market is fighting to stabilize. The only thing we need is more inventory. Then he goes on to say, housing's performance is a testimony to the strength of demographic-related demand in the face of baby boomers. Now, what he's talking about here is the age group between 26 and 35. And then he goes on to say, Gen Xers lock in historically low rates. So the people who have rates, at 3.5, 4, 4.5, low fives, they don't want to make a move because they don't want to lose that interest rate. And who blames them? So we've got more buyers coming in and the Gen Xers that don't want to sell. So inventory is still going to be low. All right, let's move on to the Las Vegas market and see how it compares to the national numbers. Closings, not a big difference right here. You got 1% from May to June. Nothing spectacular there. You got about 3,000 units closing. And then let's move on to the number of listings. Up 5% from May to June. Again, not a big change. 2,600 units. Then let's look at effective months of inventory. This is a very important number. We are at 1.6 months of inventory, and Las Vegas needs about 3.5 to 4 months of inventory to be a balanced market between a seller and a buyer. Now compare this to the 3 months of inventory for the national average, and their balanced market nationally is about 4.5 to 5 months. So inventory is really low in Las Vegas, and we have new home builders picking up the pace, but again, they're not catching up with the demand right now. Again, seasonality plays a big part of it. The summer months, we have typically more transactions than the rest of the year, and we have the Gen Xers coming in with some money are ready to buy. All right, the quick recap is we still have low inventory. Because of seasonality in the summer months, you're going to have more transactions. We have more buyers in the market, and we don't have a lot of homeowners wanting to sell because they have that great interest rate, at least for right now. So if you're a buyer and you want to make a move and you can make your numbers work, buy a home now. You can always refinance later. Check this out. America's opinion of best long-term investment in 2023. Real estate, 34%. Gold, always a steady staple, 26%. Stocks, savings account, bonds, low. Check this out. Estimated home price performance. A little bit low right here. Not even 1%, not even 0.5%. But then it keeps going up, steadily up. At least that's the forecast. So again, another reason you should buy a home now. All right, thanks again for tuning in for the monthly report, and hopefully you got some value out of it. If you did, please subscribe. Hit the little bell, that way you'll be notified every week when I put out new content. And please call me, text me, email me with any questions you might have. I don't really care if you're ready to move now or a year from now. If you have any questions, let me put your mind at ease. Let me answer them. Let's have a chat. Other than that, until next time, take care.